Hey everybody, Crazy Canuck coming at you again from the nice beautiful day in Saskatchewan, Canada. This is a little quick update on a few things. One of my last videos I harvested potatoes and I took the shoots and plunked them down here in this container, and they are doing just great. They're just perked right up. The root ball that I put in, I think it's starting to show itself here. But so putting the shoots in was really advantageous. It probably gained 2-3 weeks from putting just a potato in. I'm assuming this is kind of like sweet potatoes. I've never grown sweet potatoes, but that's what I'm thinking. And of course the beets are doing really well, the carrots, the sugar beets. So all in all, things are just perking right along here. Now let's go to the greenhouse. So here we are in the greenhouse, and I am loving these peas. Just look at them. When you take into account you got about a 16-inch pot, they're well over 6 feet growing in the greenhouse. And the nice thing is all the peas are on the top part of the plant, so if you plant these in the garden, no more bending over. And these are the King Tut purple peas that I got from Baker Creek when I was down there in February. I'm just loving it. Strong stems, just amazing. And of course these wormwood, they're getting over 6 feet tall in the greenhouse. Like when you're really looking for production, the greenhouse is the way to go. You can really protect everything. The grains in the greenhouse are really starting to ripen up. The Faust barley is ready for harvest. Some of the einkorn, the barleys, I'll be going through these in the next few days and pulling out what's ready and doing the harvest and then spreading everything out because it's needing it. This so-called fastest growing sorghum in the world isn't really growing that fast. Not too impressed, but we'll see what happens. So that's the greenhouse update. And I got one more thing to show y'all. So here we have my grain dryer. Now normally these are run on propane. Last fall, with all the snow and ice that we had in September that lasted a month, farmers all across the prairies ran into some serious problems. First of all, they changed the rules. You could no longer have a propane tank on a wagon. It has to be permanently mounted. And then with all the drying that was going on, there was a shortage of propane. On top of that, there's a safety factor of catching everything on fire and burning it down. So I came up with a solution here. I took 2 deep tillages, stripped them down to the frames, welded them together, put a hitch on, and I am going to put the dryer on the back end. As you see here, I'm making the wheel mounts right now for these rod weeder wheels, and I was going to weld them on, but I'm just going to clamp them on for now so that once everything is up and running, I can adjust it if I need to move the weight back and forth. I'm going to see if it'll drive off the original drive, and if not, if it's lower, I am going to build an adapter on this bottom gear and drive it from the bottom gear. Now, for the fun part, I have picked up a little Dakota 4-wheel drive for cheap, because I'm cheap. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the frame right in here behind the cab, and I'm going to take the front end off, the steering, the wheels, the diff, all unnecessary parts are coming off. And I'm going to be taking the cab and front end, frame and all, and mounting it on the front of this frame so that I can drive the dryer with the transmission. So I'll have, with the 4-wheel drive, I'll have, I believe it's 6 or 8 forward gears. And I also have the option with a 4-wheel drive to have a front shaft that I could run a generator off of if I wanted to. Now, the trick is, I'm putting the radiator out of this unit up on the air intake so that when the truck is running, driving the dryer, the hot air from the radiator will be used to dry the grain. So there you have no need for propane, no fire risk, and you're using energy that would normally be wasted to actually dry the grain. So that's another project in process. Lots of projects, so many projects, so little time. But thought I'd show that. Hoping to get the wheels on here this week, and then I have to go back to work, which really sucks, and then I got to get that truck mounted on here. So that's another quick update. As usual, like if you like, subscribe if you haven't, spread the word. Let's grow some food.